Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Celine Triomphe bag. Now, this is not a new handbag. This has been around for quite some time. I myself purchased this bag back in February when I was in Paris. And when I did a haul of my trip to Paris, which included this bag, many of you commented on my thoughts. You wanted to hear my thoughts on this bag, what fit in the bag, what made me purchase this particular size, because there's a few variations on this particular Triomphe bag. And most of all, I think the most popular question I got was, what did I think of this particular leather and the material and how it wore? So I'm going to be addressing everything, but I just wanted to start by giving you some details of this bag. The dimensions of this bag are 9 inches across, 6 inches up, and it is 3 inches deep. And in centimeters, that is 22.5 centimeters wide, 16.5 centimeters tall, and 7 centimeters deep. This is made of a shiny calf skin. The lining is made of lamb skin. So the strap is not detachable, but it is adjustable. So there are 5 holes. Of course, you can always punch your own holes in there. I have it on the hole that makes the strap the longest. And this way I can carry it as a crossbody, which I really enjoy. The front clasp here is probably the most identifiable thing about this bag. This is the Triomphe symbol or logo, you could say, for Celine. And if you press the left side of the hardware in, there's like a little button, you'll release the clasp. So inside there are 3 compartments. The center compartment is the biggest, it's the deepest. And then the front compartment and the back compartment are the same, essentially, and they're a little bit more narrow. There is also a zipper pocket that is part of the center compartment that will have matching hardware to the clasp. So what I did want to cover first, which is to answer, at least in my opinion, the most popular question I got about this bag, which is the leather. This is a very smooth, shiny calfskin leather. It's not a box calfskin, which is what I thought it was at first. I looked up online the difference between a box calfskin and a shiny calfskin. I couldn't really find that much information, and I'm not that well versed in the tanning of leather, so I'm not exactly sure. However, one comment that I got was pretty much just aesthetics wise, where the box calfskin, you will actually see a little bit more grain of the leather, where this shiny calfskin, you can see it's so smooth, so smooth that you really can't detect any sort of the grain of the leather. I'm not sure what exactly that means. I can see like a little bit of the grain, like along the corners and things, but really it's just like almost like a mirror. It is grain free, you could say. So when I first saw this bag, I had the same thought as many of you. I thought, oh my God, that's just gonna start scratching and I'm gonna nick it. And while I've been fairly careful with this bag, I'm not a fairly careful person in general. So I do like to wear this bag crossbody. When I get into my car, I take it off, I throw it onto the passenger seat, or actually onto the floor. If someone's sitting in the passenger seat, I put it on the floor next to me while I'm driving. And so when I get to restaurants, I'll just put it on the back of my chair. Sometimes I'll put it on the floor if I have no other option. So again, I'm fairly cognizant that I want to keep this looking pretty pristine, but I'm also not a really precious person. So I would have to say that I am really impressed at how well this leather has held up. I had a little bit of a scuff around here and also down here. And something I noticed and I was like, oh, it got scuffed. And I didn't really think too much about it. I just, would put it aside, put it back on the next day or whatever, notice it again. And then finally I was like, well, let's see if I can remove this. I thought that would be maybe some good insight for you guys. And I just and took a towel and just wiped it down and it was gone. That little scuff, whatever it was not very permanent. So anything very superficial can be removed very, very easily, I think because of this polished finish. And since I didn't have anything major on this bag in terms of scuffs or marks, I did text a salesperson at the Celine boutique here in Las Vegas. His name is Chris. He is incredible. I've mentioned him to you guys before, but if you're ever in Vegas and you want to go to the Celine boutique at the Wynn, definitely look up Chris. He's a gem, an absolute gem. So I asked him, I have a black Triomphe bag and I was wondering how you would recommend polishing it or trying to remove a scuff. And he said I would use a leather cleaner slash polisher, lightly dampen the washcloth with the cleaner, and then use it on the bag. And then he reminded me on the year anniversary that you purchased the bag, so it would be February 2024 for me, he wrote, we can ship it out for that complimentary pampering service that I was telling you about. And I vaguely recall him mentioning that at the boutique when I went to see him, but I didn't remember. So anyway, they do have that service if you are worried that, you know, you're just really rough with your handbags, or I would imagine if I was still living in New York City, this would probably be a lot more scuffed up if I was, you know, hopping on the subway with this, or just, you know, being around a ton more people walking around the streets, that this would probably be a lot more scuffed. So you do have that complimentary service after a year. I don't know if you are eligible for that complimentary service like every year on the year anniversary, but you definitely get one after a year anniversary. And then I did ask him, you know, how long does it take? How long can I expect to be without my favorite handbag? And he said he has seen bags come back as quickly as 3 weeks. And he said sometimes the bag may not come back for 3 months. That's like the longest he has seen. So I guess it just depends on how busy they are. But I hope I answered your question in that I find this leather to be more durable than I anticipated. I don't think it's the most durable. It's still leather, it's still, you know, polished, and it's still a calfskin, which is very, very soft. I, you know, really felt like this was going to be a bag that was scuffed just by looking at it the wrong way, but it really is a lot more resilient than I anticipated, and probably more resilient than you think. So very impressed with the quality of the leather. Now, in terms of what this bag can hold, let me do a quick what is in my bag. All right, so here is a very quick look at what fits into this bag. And I say quick because it is not a huge bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlatch it. And I do put something in all 3 compartments, even though it does make it a little bit thicker. I'm gonna start with what's in the middle because this is fairly consistent. I throw my row circle pouch in here. It fits perfectly right in that center compartment, which is bigger than these outer ones over here. And then on this side, what I will do is sometimes I'll leave those keys at home and I'll just have my car key and some other keys that are important. I will leave this kind of snug along the bottom there. And then what I'll put here is my vlogging camera. It fits perfectly right here if I kind of stand it up on its side. So that goes right in here. And then in the back is anything that I think is sort of necessary. Floss, eye drops, lip balm. Sometimes I'll throw in here like Band-Aids, you know, like if I feel like I'm going to be walking around a lot or I'm wearing new shoes. Sometimes I feel like Band-Aids are really important. I don't usually keep anything in this zippered pouch here. I will use this for something like if I valet my car and I get my valet ticket and I don't want to lose it, I'll stick this in there. You know, this is not a really floppy sort of bag. It's very structured, so I don't feel like I can stick anything too 3-dimensional in here. I feel like I can only shove very flat things in there like paperwork, receipts, and things like that. And then, as you guys know, I usually have my phone in my hand, there's butters, but if for whatever reason I do want to put it in my bag, it fits perfectly in this front pocket. And I just leave this front pocket open for the phone. I have an iPhone 12 Pro. It's not the Max. So that fits perfectly right there. I do think the Max would fit though, because there is some room. And that is what is in my Celine Triomphe Classique bag. Is it the roomiest bag? Not really. I just did a video on the Totem T-Lock shoulder bag. I mean, that bag does look bigger and it is a softer, more casual kind of style. So of course that's going to carry a little bit more. And I really wasn't expecting this bag to carry a ton. This isn't like a tote bag. This isn't a hobo bag or anything like that. The leather is very structured. So I have to line up things in a specific way. Like my wallet doesn't fit in the front or the back pocket. It fits in that center pocket. So that center pocket definitely is a little bit deeper and you can put thicker things in there. But you know, if you're someone that likes to go out for the day and just pack their bag with a bunch of stuff, water bottle, reusable shopping bags, you know, a spare hat, some sneakers in case your feet start hurting, this obviously is not the bag for you. But if you're just looking for a nice purse, a nice occasion bag, I think this is really, really wonderful. I did want to show you something that I personally was the most surprised at. It's not what I can hold in here. It's not how resilient the leather has been, in my opinion. It really is the styling of this bag. And please let me know down below in the comment section what you think. But when I saw this bag many, many moons ago, even the Phoebe Philo version with the plain kind of rectangular clasp, not this Triomphe clasp, I was so attracted to it because I just think it's such a beautiful piece. But I always hesitated and never ended up getting one because I thought it's just like this structured little handbag. I'm like, where am I going to carry that? It's not going to go with anything. I usually dress pretty casually, and so I was worried that it just wasn't gonna work, my wardrobe and my lifestyle. But I just, had been thinking about this bag, eyeing this bag, just loving it so much. And I thought, being in Paris this past February, it was just the perfect opportunity to pick it up. So what I am most surprised about is how easily this works with so many of my outfits, from very, very casual to dressier, like going out to dinner. And it's just a matter of kind of adjusting that shoulder strap. So I can wear this with my jeans and some black flats, and I think it looks really great. In fact, I feel like it elevates my outfit a little bit. I look a little bit more chic, a little bit more cool. And then if I just throw this on with like a black dress and I shorten up that shoulder strap and I make it more like a handbag length and I wear it on my shoulder or I carry it in my hand, I find that then all of a sudden it's more of like this elegant evening bag. And I do have the medium size, and I think if you are looking for more of an evening bag, you should probably get the teen size, which is narrower. I think in an earlier video, and I apologize, I think in an earlier video I reversed what I was trying to say. So the teen bag is, I believe, narrower, and so it's more square. And I was saying in my video that I thought the medium was more square and the teen was longer. That's a mistake. The teen is a little bit more square. So it's like 7x6, where this one is 9x6. So this one's like just a little bit longer and deeper, but they're both the same height. The bag I think I was thinking of was the shoulder bag of the Triomphe, which is kind of like longer and flatter. So that's another version too, if you're looking for something that is a little bit more evening, a little bit less bulky. I don't know, it's less bulky, but not like this bag is exceptionally bulky. But I personally love this size because I still think it looks very, very elegant and very sleek, even though it is larger than those sizes, and even though it can fit a bit more and it can expand a little bit, I still think it's very, very elegant. I don't think we're entering like book bag or a school case kind of situation here. So that was by far the most pleasantly surprised I have been with a handbag. Usually you go shopping for a handbag, right? You see it, you start imagining what you can wear it with or whatever, and it usually holds true. Very, very few handbags, at least for me, surprise me. And this bag really, really surprised me. So that's probably the main reason why I feel this bag has been one of my most used bags ever since I purchased it, because I feel confident I can throw it on with anything. And so that is why I'm loving, loving, loving this bag. Now, is there anything I would change regarding this bag? I think the only thing I would change or fix is, can you hear this? That's this very, very kind of like stiff polished leather squeaking up against this hardware. And I think it's actually coming from this piece that's attached, to the hardware. So I just need to fix that. Other thing that, I don't know, I'm not sure. I mean, I think this is just something that's like a good idea, but in practice, I'm not sure if it would actually work. And that is making this strap detachable. With this really kind of clean line here, I'm not exactly sure where you would kind of create like a D-ring and attach it, because this is very sleek, right? You lift up the strap and this is flat up against the handbag. So it kind of keeps this really clean line. If you had like a D-ring there, it would probably look a little bit bulky. And then if you had it on the inside here, like, could you really get the strap out smoothly? So I say that, but I think also in terms of design, this is probably a better situation. The other thing that maybe I would add, again, I think it would probably take away from the really clean lines, is maybe a zipper pocket on the back here, just like the one that they have on the inside, just to kind of keep like valet tickets or coach check tickets or whatever. I think that would be really handy. Or if you're in the city, actually, I don't think you use Metro cards anymore, do you? You just have those like tap entries. Anyway, I think a zipper pocket could be handy. I'm not sure though. It could be handy. So anyway, those are just two very minor things that I would change to this bag, but otherwise it's phenomenal. I mean, I think for the size, I think for the design, for how structured it is, I think it's much more resilient than I thought, and it actually fits a bit more than I thought, and it by far goes with a lot more outfits than I thought. So those are my thoughts on the Celine Triomphe bag. I've watched a number of reviews myself, and they talk about the history of this Triomphe logo and everything. So if you're interested in that, there's tons of information out there. But the inspiration for this came from the chain link around the Arc de Triomphe. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love the opposing CCs there. So that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I love this bag so much. I'm thinking about getting it in a different color, maybe in a different material. I'm thinking about the linen with the leather trim for the spring summertime. I think that would be really, really nice. I'm even thinking about the little itty bitty one that goes on the belt. Yeah, I love this that much. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.